Today we started receiving some loads of some brand new scrap wire rod coils, and we bring these back to the torch pile because it's easier to make just a few torch cuts all the way down the side rather than unraveling this and making a potential huge mess across the yard. And I say that because if the wire gets unraveled, it will become a giant tangled up mess that will get stuck in just about everything. And as a good example, we have this small portion right here that came off of one of the coils, and it's already stuck around several pieces of plate and structural steel. It was probably on the edge of the pile, and one of the guys grabbed it with a grapple, and now they're sort of stuck together. So we're gonna have to get those cut apart and cleaned up. This material came from a local manufacturer, and I'm not exactly sure why they scrapped it. It might be raw material for an item that they no longer make, or it might have been out of spec. Sometimes when manufacturers receive out of spec material, the actual supplier will say or give them the go ahead to just scrap it or recycle it instead of taking it back, because if it's out of spec, it's not something that they can resell. Oftentimes when we get stuff like this, it's something that's been sitting outside and has gotten rusty, so it's no longer usable. That's not the case with this. This material all looks pretty good, and it is all still covered in plastic. But like I said, we will torch this material essentially in 3 or 4 spots. We will torch all the way down the coil, and then each individual strand will be less than 3 feet in length. If we try to run this through the shear, it is probably going to be too thick because the bundles will be too dense, and it will cause the same problem of this material getting everywhere. So whenever we make those torch cuts, we know and verify that everything is short, clean, and uniform, and then it can head to the steel mill. Anyways, I just thought this was a cool item to share with you guys because this isn't an item we receive every day, and whenever people think about recycling, they probably don't think about brand new steel wire.